Okay. Yeah. So without wasting much of your time, I'll directly jump into the presentation and walk you through with key things which, like, every student who is looking for USCPA as their career path should know. And I'm sure through this webinar, more than 80 to 85% of your doubt would be automatically get resolved if you stay with us for next 60 minutes. And even though if you have any doubt or question after that, feel free to type in chat box as and when those doubts and questions arise in your mind. So feel free to type in the chat box immediately, because sometime it happened we hold on our questions and then maybe after some time we miss out on those questions. We do not want to have any such kind of situation. So wherever you have any question, any doubt, or anything you need more clarification, feel free to type in the chat box. So at the end of the webinar, once I'm done with the presentation, we'll be having dedicated good amount of time to take up all your questions. So throughout the webinar, if you have any question, feel free to type in chat box, and after the webinar we'll be taking up all the questions in the chat box. And even though after the webinar you have few more questions or any more question, we'll be more than happy to take up those questions after the webinar, right? So all the rules set, ready to dive in? Cool, thank you. So let me start with here. Here you go. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Cool, great. Thank you very much. Thanks to the management and faculty of Aurbindo College for providing us this opportunity, and thanks each one of you for sparing your time and joining this webinar. So in this webinar, we'll be covering majorly 5 agenda item. How we draw this agenda item is basically from the question we receive from most of the student. We are in this journey from long time, so most of the time student comes to us with these questions, or maybe different question, but gist of the questions you can say toggle around these 5 main questions. Why I should think about doing a USCPA? So that's the main question. To be very honest, every student has in his mind why I should think about doing a USCPA as my career path. So in the first and the foremost, we'll give you the more clarity why you should think about doing USCPA, or why you should think about choosing USCPA as your career path in the future for your individual growth, as well as for the growth in future if you want to pursue something of your own as well. Right. Then the second question, we see most of the time, is coming, what is in USCPA? Means who is the governing body, what type of exam it is, what all section of exams are, what is the overall curriculum, how the examination happen, what is scoring criteria, and all those stuff, right? So in the second agenda item, we'll be covering all those stuff, who is the governing body, what is the overall curriculum, what is the exam pattern, what kind of questions we receive, how the scoring will be done, and all those stuff, right? Third is how I can become a CPA. That's question naturally arise once you understand why I should think about doing a USCPA, what is in it for me, how it will be beneficial for me to choose this as a career option. And then once you understand the overall curriculum, governing body, examination pattern, and all those stuff, next question naturally arise, how I can become a USCPA. Excuse me, someone is writing on the screen. Request you to please, yeah, thank you very much. Then next question naturally arises, what 𝐂𝐨𝐺𝐿oBEd can do in this journey for me, why I should think about choosing 𝐂𝐨𝐺𝐿oBEd to be the partner in this journey of becoming a USCPA. So we'll be sharing a few details about ourselves as well, how we help each and individual student who associate with us, who join their CPA journey with us in this journey. And then lastly, as we all are Indian, we all are more interested to know what is the cost attached to it, and in how much time I need to incur that cost, and what all things you can say, what all options I have to manage those costs, kind of thing. So, and lastly, we'll be covering all the cost pattern as well, which include end-to-end everything. It should not be only like the education cost. It will be admission, education, examination, and everything in it, right? So we'll be covering each and everything over here in detail in next 55 more minutes, right? So ready to dive in? Cool. Thank you. So moving on to the first agenda item, why one should think about doing a US CPA, right? So that's the major question. If the why is clear, once you are comfortable, like this is the right journey for me, this is the right path for me to build my career, then rest of the thing would be automatically fall, because all things are administrative. Here is the persuasive thing and convincing thing where you need to take a decision whether US CPA is a right career choice for you or not. So here's a few things why you should think about doing a US CPA. One, like US CPA are globally acceptables. This degree or this credential, this certificate is globally acceptable. Why I'm saying so it's globally acceptable? If you see within India itself, more than 75% MNCs are US based MNCs, right? And if you see across the globe, Fortune 500 or across the globe overall industry, more than 34% industry across the globes are US based MNCs. So this is widely acceptable within India, US, Canada, Mexico, which is like entire North America market, as well as like different part of the world, which include like entire Europe, Middle East, Australia, New Zealand, and all those stuff. So I would request student, please do not write anything on the screen. It's like uncomfortable to everyone to see what exactly we are talking about. So request you to have patience with us and maintain the decorum as well for the webinar. If you have any question, any doubt, feel free to type in chat box. We are more than happy to answer all your questions. We have sufficient time after this webinar to take up all your questions. Don't worry about it, right? Second thing is about international career. That's very important at this point of time. We should not look at we should not look at any career path which has restriction that you cannot go out of India, or you cannot go out of your state, or you cannot go out of your city. Nowadays world is so open, and all this like pandemic has broken all the barriers and broken all, you can say, the boundaries and barriers. We all know about it now. Like people sitting in India are working for US, Canada, Mexico, Australia, Europe, and people in the different part of the world is also working for the different part of the you can say globe. So now we need to think what all courses in the world is being available which are globally acceptable, and which has both local as well as international career option. So this is a one course which is like US CPA we are talking about, will give you the job assurity as well as you can do your own practice as well within India, US, Canada, Mexico, Australia, Europe, New Zealand, Middle East, anywhere in the world you go. All right. So that's the reason it has global acceptability. Two reasons to it. One, I talked about, like within India, we have more than 75% MNCs, which are US based MNCs, as well as across the globe, more than 34% of MNCs are US based MNCs. Second and most important reason why US CPA is globally acceptable, because they have memorandum of recognition with Canada, Australia, Mexico, where if you are a US CPA, you can settle in US, Canada, Mexico, or in Australia, Scotland, and many other countries. And to most of the developed nations, they have memorandum of understanding as well. That means if you are a US CPA, you will be considered as the CPA or CA of that respective country. You do not need to do any additional qualification if in future you wish to go to different country and wants to settle down there. So that's the most privileged thing which we have with the US CPA. AICPA, who is the governing body of CPA, is the largest accounting body in the world and has the largest memorandum of understanding with the similar body across the globe. So that's the reason it gave global acceptability as well as international career. You can do the job in MNC or if you want, you can do your own practice. You might have seen a lot of CAs, CS, ICWA lawyer, they all do their practice in India, right? Being a CPA, you can do the practice either in India or in US, Canada, Mexico, Europe, Australia, Scotland, Ireland, wherever in the part of the world you want to settle down. You can do your own US CPA practice sitting in the respective country. There is no residential requirement that if you are a US CPA, you can do the practice only in US. It's not like that. Wherever in the world you are, you can do your own practice, right? And now, coming to why this is a right time to choose US CPA as a career path. At this moment, this course is in the highest demand in the world. I'm telling you, this course has the highest demand in the world and has high growth potential. We all are commerce students. We know demand and supply rule, right? When the demand is high and supply is low, it's automatically give you the high pricing, right? That is what we learn all in economics, right? So same thing is here. I'll give you some math or some numbers to it so that you all commerce student can correlate what I'm saying is right and why it is right. If you see within India, like past traction, this is not new course, like USCP is not new course in India. It's been in India from 1997. It's almost 24 years. In last 24 years, the overall in Indian market, we have produced more than 52,000 CPAs. And out of those 52,000 CPAs, more than 43,000 CPAs are very well settled out of India, and more than 9,000 CPAs are working in India, and they are also holding very good position in different MNCs, and some of them also doing their own US CPA practice in India. In the next slide, we'll show you what all companies they are working so that you can correlate with them. Now, coming to the demand and supply rule, if you see last 2 year or 3 year traction, on an average in every year, every quarter in India, 2,000 to 2,500 students are sitting for US CPA exam, and on an average 3,000 to 3,500 students are passing throughout the year, right? Whereas the next 3 year demand for the overall India market is more than 1 lakh. So by 25, Indian market require more than 1 lakh CPA, and average rate of producing CPA of last 5 years is 3,000 to 3,500. So here you can easily correlate how much low supply we have and how much big demand we have. So this is the right time to start the US CPA, because we all know once the demand is high and supply is low, we all gonna hit the right number, which we deserve the most. You know, if in some job or in, you can say, some line, we start building our career, whereas like demand is low and supply is already high, then we all struggle to get the right job, to get the right price, to get the right salary, and to get the right compensation for the effort we make. So this is the right time to choose the US CPA as your career path, because supply is as low as 3,500 max, whereas demand we have for more than 1 lakh in next 3 years. That means the demand we have is more than 15 times than supply what we have, right? Now, these exams are happening right here in India. You don't need to, earlier the exams were happening in US. In 2017, they have started in Middle East, but now in 2020, from July 2020, they have started examination in India as well. So you have examination center in India that's right near to your location. So we have in the next slide, we'll show you all the 8 Prometrics center location as well, where you can sit for the exam. And the beauty of this course is you can easily complete this course in 6 to 12 months. It's not required as like 4 or 5 years of study, like how we have in Indian professional courses, like whether it's CA, CS, ICWA, or many more courses, which we have, like maybe CFA, if you think of. So those take like 3 to 5 years on an average, whereas this course has only 4 exams. and it can be easily done in next 6 to 12 months. It's not required internship, it's not required long study, or it does not require too much hard work, but it required the specific smart work for the skill set you need to perform your jobs or perform your own practice. It does not require anything and everything in the world. It required only those specific things which is specifically required to your profile, whether you do the job or whether you do your own practice. Right? Any doubt here in this slide, or any question why you should think about doing USCPA, how it is a global acceptable degree, how it can open the door and window for the international career, how you can work in MNCs, and how you can start your own practice by doing USCPA, why this course is in the highest demand at this moment in the world. Any question around this, feel free to type in chat box. We'll be more than happy to answer. Moving on to the next slide. These are 8 prometric center where you can sit for the exam. So very close to your house is Gurgaon. If you are located in different part of the India, so the examination centers are in Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Trivandrum, and Kolkata. So these all are prometric center. So in future, if you need like complete detail and address, we also have all those details as well for you, ready reference. Right. Moving on to the next slide. Is these are the company, like slide is short. Like I said, in India, more than 75% of MNCs are US based MNCs, and across the globe, more than 34% of MNCs are US based MNCs. But we sim down few companies, and I'm sure like some of your friends, relative, family member might be working in some or the other of these organizations. If you look at like public accounting firm, top public accounting firm, we have Deloitte, EY, PwC, KPMG, Grant Thornton, BDO, Mazar, and many more. And these public accounting company in itself require more than 65,000 CPA in next 3 years. So they have like huge requirement for the US CPA in next 3 years. In addition to that, if you have interest in financial services, you can think of like World Bank Group, Bank of America, American Express, AXA, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Barclays, BNP, Citibank, Deutsche Bank, McKinsey. All these companies have huge number of CPA. And if you look at like Fortune 500 company in India, you will see like S&P, Capgemini, HP, Adobe, Amazon. You have seen like Amazon has put second largest office in India in Hyderabad, right? Same way Apple is having second largest office. Now they are moving from like China to India, and they are coming up with the second largest office or big manufacturing hub in India for all the Apple production, right? Same way if you see the Accenture, Cognizant, or you can say Expedia, FedEx, Coca-Cola, Google. We all know like Google has made like recently I think $10 billion+ investment in India, and start coming up with the second largest office of Google in India now, right? Same way, I'm sure you might have heard about Tesla. So Tesla is coming up with all EV production, EV car production in India. So they have also made like approximate like $8 to $9 billion of investment in India. That's what in their plan. And we all heard about like Facebook last year. They have made $10 billion investment alongside with the Jio, right? They all are company right here, and they are growing every day. If you look at any product you are using in your day life, I'm sure you'll be using some or the other US based MNC product. If you look at your laptop, whether it would be Acer, Lenovo, HP, Apple, they all are US product, right? If you look at your mobile, either it would be Android based or it would be iOS based. They all are US based product, right? If you look at anything you drive or anything you in routine matter you use, you might be using some of the other product of like Procter & Gamble. You might be using FedEx every day, or maybe like, I'm not sure how often you drink, but most of your choice would be Coca-Cola, right? So you'll be using their product every day. It's being part of our life. And we see these companies are growing year over year. Like we see like Walmart, they have recently purchased Flipkart last year, right? So these all companies require huge number of US CPA in next couple of years, right? And like I said, I'm sure many of your friends, relatives, family member might be working in these companies as well, right? You can easily correlate with what I'm saying. Moving on to the next slide, but before jumping on to the next slide, if you have any question why you should think about doing your CPA, the Prometric centers, the companies in which you can visualize yourself to be working in it, feel free to type in chat box. Now, jumping on to the second agenda item. So far, we discussed why I should think about doing a US CPA. So next agenda item, like I said, we'll be discussing in next couple of slides is what is in US CPA. Here in this slide, we'll be discussing what is the governing body of US CPA. Like in India, the chartered accountant, the governing body is Institute of Certified Public Accountant, or ICI, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, right? Same way in US, we have governing body, which is American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, AICPA we call it. And then in US, we have like almost 55 states, and every state have their state board of accountancy. So these two would be majorly governing body with whom you will be dealing when doing CPA as well as after the CPA, right? And by doing US CPA, what all expertise you'll be gaining? First thing is the deep understanding of US GAAP and IFRS. So I'm telling you, this is the only course which have deepest understanding of both the accounting standard, IFRS as well as US GAAP. The US GAAP, we all know, like generally accounting principle applicable in United States of America, and IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. Our Indian accounting standard, which is now Ind AS, they are also based on IFRS. Other than US, almost all the countries follow IFRS, or they have converted or they have made their accounting standard in line with IFRS. Right? By doing this course, you'll be getting a deep understanding of accounting standard in US as well as to the rest of the world, which is in line with IFRS. No other course will give you that kind of composition. Every course you will do, whether like you will do CA, it will be more focused on Ind AS or Indian Accounting Standard. If you do ACCA, it will be more focused on IFRS. If you do any other course for the different part of the world, that would be focused on their local GAAP. But this is the only course which focus on both, which help you having a deep understanding how the accounting has been done in US for the respective transaction and how the accounting has been done in the respective part of the world as well. So that's how it helps you make acceptable globally, because you know how things are working in US and how things are working in different part of the world as well, right? Second is PCOB and AICPA auditing standard. Like how in India, we have ICI who issue auditing standard for the private company, and we have SEBI who issue auditing standard for the listed company. Same way in US, AICPA issue the auditing standard to audit the private companies. And to the public company, the body is called PCAOB, Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, right? They issue the auditing standard, how an auditor should audit the listed company. Same way how in India, the SEBI issue the auditing standard to audit the listed company in India, right? These are like topmost body in the world. If you see any body, any accounting body, whether it's like ICAI, ACCA, or maybe like Australian CPA, Canadian CPA, Scotland CPA, or any part of the world, they consider PCOB and AICPA as a benchmark when they develop their own auditing standard. That means by doing this course, you'll be getting a world-class understanding of all the auditing standard in the world, which rest of the world consider as a benchmark to develop their own auditing standard. And that's the key reason. We'll be getting a deep understanding of accounting standard, which will prevail across the globe, as well as deep understanding of the auditing standard, which prevail or used in all over the world. That make you really acceptable in different part of the world by your skill set, not by chance, not by choice, by the skill set actually, right? Third thing is SEC rules and regulations. How in India we have SEBI who issue rules and regulation for the listed company, how they need to govern their operations, how they need to manage their operation, what all policies and procedure and corporate governance, audit committees, or you can say independence of director, and all those rules. Like here in India, we SEBI issue for the listed company. Same way in US, Security Exchange Commission, which is SEC, they issues rules and regulation for the companies who are listed in US, that how they govern their operation, like how they need to have their audit committee, what are the rules and responsibility of the audit committee, how they need to confirm or make a corporate governance committee, what would be the rules and roles and responsibility of the corporate governance committee, right? How they need to ensure the independent director, how they need to take care independence of the auditor. All those rules and regulations is being issued by the SEC for the listed company, right? And these rules and regulation are, you can see, the benchmark for the rest of the world respective body take. That means by doing a US CPA course, you will be learning the topmost benchmark which respective governing body in different part of the world take. And basis those, they develop their rules, regulation, auditing standard, and accounting standard, right? So once you get those top premium knowledge, it will automatically increase your skill set. It will automatically increase your value in the market, right? Fourth thing is the US taxation. So this is, to be very honest, is the rarest of the rare person to find on the earth these days who has expertise of US taxation. Within India, within overall in India, we have what's our population? 130 crore plus, right? Can you imagine how much US taxation expert we have in India? Less than 3,000 all over India. And the demand in next 3 years for US taxation expert is around 57,000. Can you imagine? It's so hard to find. All these companies which I was talking about earlier, especially the public company, they are looking at the US tax expert people day and night, and they are feeling so hard to get the US taxation expert people. And they are paying so much premium to the people who have US taxation understanding, the basic understanding even. Within US also, we have such a big shortage of US taxation expert. So in future, if you want to do your own practice, you can earn in millions of dollars if you gain an expertise in US taxation. And if you want to take the job as well in US taxation, you will definitely get the premium than any other CA, CPA, or any other equally qualified member if you have expertise in US taxation or if you have understanding in US taxation. That is something you definitely think about choosing your career path, right? By doing all these things, what all areas you would be working, right? You will get the domains, maybe accounting, finance, auditing, US taxation, international taxation, business advisory, risk management, and many more. And you can also do your own practice in this domain. You'll get an authority by taking the license. First, you need to clear all the 4 exams. Then you need to take the license. By taking the license, you get an authority to attest and review US GAAP financial statement as well as IFRS financial statement under the guidance of AICPA and PCO. So this is all, like you can say, the governing body, the expertise, or the domains or areas you can do the job or you can do your own practice. right? I know it's very, you can say, heavily loaded information. If you have any question, feel free to type in chat box. Good. Moving on to the next one. This was the question, I think, initially you asked, like, how the CPA is different than other courses, similar courses available in the market. So what we have done, we have listed down the facts about the CPA, about the CA, about the post-graduation courses or the MBA program. So we'll be sharing those facts, and I'm sure you all are wise enough to take the right decision for your career path. So every profession is equally good. We are here just sharing the facts. Nothing to say like this one is better than other. Nothing to say this one is less important than other. Every course is equally good and every course has equal demand in the market. We are here just sharing the fact, right? Coming to the US CPA, the first point, if you see, like we discussed in initial slide, it has opportunity across the globe. Whereas if you are Indian Chartered Accountant or you do MBA or post-graduation program, majority of the, you can say, opportunities are in India. When you need to go or travel to the different part of the world, you need to do some of the additional qualification for that respective part of the world to gain the acceptability in that respective part of the world. I can give my own background. So I myself as a chartered accountant, I did my CA back in 2008, and I have like around 16 years of experience. I worked in India almost in like 14 states. And other than that, I worked in 4 countries. I worked in Dubai, I worked in Nigeria, I worked in Senegal, and last 2.5 years, I was working with EY US as an experienced senior manager before starting my own venture. So wherever I went, or wherever most of your friends who are like already being like graduate, postgraduate, CA, CS, ICW, you can check with them. Wherever they go, they struggle with this thing about the global acceptability of the courses or the study they have done. You know, if you are not from top 10 B school, then you need to do some of the other additional qualification if you want to settle down in different parts of the world. So that's the hard fact, to be very honest with you. But if you're a US CPA, like we discussed earlier, it's highly acceptable across the globe. Second thing is, if you see the duration, at just 6 to 12 months duration, you can complete all the 4 exams. Whereas in CA, CS, ICW, you know, it on an average take like 4 to 5 years, right? It has around like 20 plus exams and 3 level, like your foundation, intermediate, or final, or whatsoever the name, like they keep revising every time. But fact is that there are 3 levels and more than 20 exams, whether it's CA, CS, or ICW, right? Whereas if you see the post-graduation or MBA program, it has fixed 2 years of program and have around like 16 to 20 exams in the 4 semester, right? So minimum, if you do MBA, you will be investing 2 more years after the graduation. If you are doing CA, CS, ICW, you will be investing 4 to 5 years of your life. And then doing a rigorous internship as well, which we all know how much we get in that internship for the time and energy we invest in it. Nothing to say about it. But whereas you can do your CPA in next 6 to 12 months after the graduation, right? At a single level, only the 4 exam. And most important thing, if you look at the 4th point here, the flexible exam window. The exam window is open all 365 days. It's not like that you have to sit for exam in November and May, June, or December, like CA, CS, ICW, or MBA program. Here, it's all 365 days. You can choose any day you like it, any exam you like it. It's not required that all the 4 exams you need to give in one go. We also highly recommend to our student, like 2 months, they study 1 exam and then sit for the exam. And then one by one, they can give, so that in 8 to 12 months or 6 to 12 months, based on like speed you have, understanding the concept or learning the things, you can crack all the 4 exams. It's not required that you need to give all the 4 exams in one go. You can choose any exam, any day, any time you like it. So examination center is open all 365 days, and every day you can choose you want to sit for morning, afternoon, or late afternoon. It's not required like this is the exam timing, right? That's the beauty and flexibility of the USCPA examination. Next is the average pass percentage. We all know like CA, CS, ICW, the result is in a range of like 5 to 10%, right? In MBA, everyone pass, but you know, like if you are doing MBA from a reasonably decent B school in India, you'll be investing 10 to 20 lakh rupees. And if you are doing MBA internationally from different part of the world, you'll end up investing 40 to 50 lakh or sometimes even more than that, right? You get a confidence to be passed, but after that, do you actually get the job? Do you actually get the authority to do something of your own? This is the question you need to ask to yourself, right? Whereas if you see the CPA, the passing percentage is 50 to 55%. That means if 100 students sit for the exam, 50 to 55 pass in one go. That means it's 9 to 10 times easier than CS, ICW. It would be slightly tougher than your BCom. It would be slightly tougher than MBA, but it's not as hard as CS, ICW, and other professional courses which we have in India, right? And now, if you look at the compensation part, we all know like fresh Indian chartered accountant, if you're not a rank holder, on an average salary is in a range of 5 to 10 lakh rupees. And for MBA, if you're not from top 10 or top 15 B school, we all know the average salary is in a range of 3 to 7 lakh rupees, right? So for MBA, first 2 years, you would be investing of your life and you'll be paying like 10, 20, 30 lakh rupees. And next 3 years after that, you'll be just recovering what you have paid. That means in 5 years, you'll be earning nothing, to be very honest with you. Same is the case of CS, ICW as well. Maybe you will be investing like 1 lakh, 1,50,000, 2 lakh rupees by all the expenses of doing CS, ICW. But at the end, you'll be investing 4 to 5 years. And you'll be earning nothing in the next 4 to 5 years. After that, you will start somewhere in a range of 5 to 10 lakh rupees if you are not a rank holder. Whereas if you see by doing a USCPA, after 12 months, the fresher starting package in India is 7 to 10 lakh rupees. And we also provide 100% placement support in India. And if you are planning to go or settle in US, the fresher package in US for CPA is $55,000 to $70,000. That means around 50 lakh rupees. And same is the case in Canada as well. If you are planning to go and settle in Canada in future, the starting package in a range of 50,000 Canadian, 60,000 Canadian dollar to 70,000 Canadian dollar, approximate 45 to 50 lakh rupees, right? And if you're planning to settle in other part of the world, like Middle East, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, then also you can get a starting package of a USCPA in a range of 50,000 to 70,000 US dollar, in a range of like 45 to 55 lakh rupees, which is really a very good start by just doing 1 year. Now, if you compare the opportunity cost, for example, after the graduation, you started CPA, in next 1 year, you are done with the CPA. And someone, your colleague or friend is starting MBA or starting CA, CS, ICW. Like after the graduation, they would be investing like 5 years. Like MBA, the first 2 years, they would be investing in doing MBA. Then 3 years, the repayment of what all things they have invested, right? And for CA, they would be investing, CA, CS, ICW, they would be investing 5 years. That means the day you are clear, you'll be 4 years ahead from them. That means you start earning in next year immediately. And in 4 years, when you have like 4 years of experience, I'm sure you would be in a range of 18 to 25 lakh rupees salary bracket by doing a USCPA, where your friend would be starting in a range of 5 to 10 lakh rupees. And the 4 year what you have earned, you might have saved almost 40 to 45 lakh rupees. So here's the question you need to think, and you need to decide about which career path you need to go. And these all are factually correct things. And I'm sure most of you have already done some research. And after this webinar, I'll tell you that you guys go ahead and do the research. You'll find exactly the same thing what I'm telling you here. And the beauty, last thing over here, is if you are a US CPA and you want to settle in Canada, you just need to go and submit your document to Canadian CPA Authority. You will get Canadian CPA license within 24 hours without giving any additional exam. You just need to submit your document and need to make your payment of the fees. And within 24 hours, you'll get Canadian CPA. That means kind of buy one, get one offer. Isn't it amazing, right? I'm sure this is a lengthy slide, and this is the slide exactly some of you might be looking for. So feel free to type your question if you have on this slide in the chat box. Moving on to the next one, exam pattern. So far, we are talking about only 4 exams. What exactly these 4 exams are? Financial accounting and reporting, auditing and attestation, regulation, business environment, and concept. Auditing and accounting is almost same what you have learned in your graduation. 80 to 85% would be the same what we have in India and what we have in US. Only 15 to 20% additional thing you need to learn, to be very honest with you, which is difference between Indian Accounting Standard and IFRS or Uscap, as well as Indian Auditing Standard and US Auditing Standard. But other than that, 80 to 85% is same what you're learning in your graduation. And business environment and concept is more than 95% same what you are learning in your graduation. So these 3 subjects are nothing very new when you pursue for USCPA. In the regulation, the 30% include ethics and your business law. Business law, I'm sure you all are doing commerce graduation. In your first year and second year, you might have learned all the Contract Act, agencies, and business law, right? Exactly the same here. And then ethics, which you have already learning in your auditing subject or maybe in your taxation subject. So those 30% would be same what you will be learning in your graduation. Only the 70% portion, which is a US taxation, that would be completely different. That would be completely new thing you would be learning in this US CPA journey. Right? An exam would be like 50% multiple choice question and 50% simulation. It will be all on computer, no copy, pen, and anything. It would be like Prometric Center you need to go, and there you need to sit for the exam. And the exam overall timing would be 4 hours. And within that, you will be getting a 15-minute break. 4 hours is a long time for exam. They understand it. So that's the reason they have given a 50-minute allowed break, which will not count in your examination time. You can take 15-minute break, relax yourself, hydrate yourself, go to the restroom and do something to refresh yourself within the exam as well, and come back and restart the exam kind of thing. So this is overall, like you can say, subject, the exam pattern. If you have any question, feel free to type in the chat box. Moving on to the next slide. Any question here? Feel free to type in chat box. So far, we covered 2 big agendas. Why I should think about doing USCPA and what is USCPA. Now we are diving to 3rd agenda item, how I can become a USCPA. That's a tricky one, to be very honest with you. It has a lot of nuts and bolts in it. Sometimes it's hard to toggle around it, but I'll try to explain as easiest as possible. Right. First, you need to check your eligibility, whether you are eligible to sit for the CPA exam or not. Right. To sit for the US CPA exam, you require minimum 120 credit. How this 120 credit is being calculated? Like 30 credits of every year of graduation you get. An additional 6 credit now. Earlier it was additional 30 credit, but now it's additional 6 credit you will get if you are done your graduation with more than 60% of marks from the 𝐴𝐸 University, which you are doing from Delhi University. So you'll be getting a 96 credit of your graduation now. Earlier it was 120, but now, like from June 21, they have reduced it to 96 credit. And then after the graduation, you need to do 1 year of additional study, whether any post-graduation diploma in accounting, or you can start any MCOM program, or you can start any MBA program, or any like other supplementary courses as well that's available in the market, which give you additional like 24 credit or 30 credit, which you are short of. So what you need to do after the graduation, you need to start the CPA study, and parallelly you need to do 1 year of additional qualification. And once you are done with those 1 year additional qualification, the second step comes is the admission process, where you need to take the transcript from Delhi University and the university or college or institute from where you are doing those additional courses, right? And then you need to send those transcript for the evaluation to NASPA. If you have already done like CA intermediate, CS intermediate, ICW intermediate, or maybe any other accounting course in addition to graduation, what you're doing, those courses will also get additional 30 credit. That means alongside with the graduation, if you have already done anything professionally, those study will also consider and give you additional 30 credit. Then if you are already done like CA, CS, ICW intermediate, then you do not need to do additional like program of post-graduation diploma, MBA or MCOM kind of thing. Then those things will give you additional 30 credit so that you can sit for the exam immediate after your graduation. But if you have not done any intermediate for CA, CS, ICW, then probably alongside with the CPA study, you need to pursue 1 year additional qualification or additional study as well, right? Then once you are done with those study, the second step would be the admission process, in which you need to take the transcript and submit those transcripts to NASPA for the evaluation purpose. After the NASPA evaluate, the next step is the examination. That means alongside with after the graduation, you start studying CPA, and parallelly you will do 1 year of additional qualification. Why this 1 year of additional qualification is required? Because in US as well as in most of the developed countries, the graduation is a 4-year graduation. Whereas in India, we have graduation is for 3 years. So that is the main reason we have short credit. And we need to do 1 year of additional study after the graduation to meet those eligibility requirement, right? This is a post-graduation course actually, so which you need to do after the graduation, either you are in US or in India. That is the only reason it required additional study alongside with the CPA. So you can start studying and you can start doing your 1 year of additional study. And after studying the CPA and after studying the 1 year of additional qualification, you need to go for admission process. Then you need to sit for the examination, right? So that's the overall process you need to follow. But any more detail, if you require, feel free to type in chat box. And every exam, you need to score 75. 75 might looks a big number to the Indian student, but to be very honest, it's not difficult to achieve. If you see the national average pass rate, if 100 students sit for the exam, more than 50 pass in one go. And it seems like big number 75, but actually it's not big, to be very honest with you. It's very easy to achieve. And the second important thing over here you should be aware of is 18-month passing window. 18-month passing window means the day you cleared your first exam, from that date in the next 18 months, you need to pass rest of the 3 exams. Otherwise, your first exam will lapse and the rolling window will start from the second exam you passed. So I'll explain through an example how this 18-month window actually works. For example, in January 21, you sit for the first exam and student has passed the first exam, right? Then in June 21, student has sit for the second exam and he or she has passed the second exam in June 21. And third exam, the student sit in the December 21, and luckily he or she has passed the third exam as well in December 21. Now in the same sequence, the student plan his or her fourth exam in June 22. Unfortunately, the fourth exam student has not passed. So what will happen? That means the day student has cleared first exam, which is January 21, from that day to 30th June 22, that means next 18 months, student need to clear rest of the 3 exams. But what happened in this case? The student has not cleared the fourth exam, right? So what will happen now? The first exam will lapse. The rolling window will start from the day student has cleared the second exam. That means June 21. So now till December 22, from June 21, the window will start and the window will close in June 22. That means from June 22, window will end till December 22. Sorry, my bad. So now in between June 22 to December 22, student need to pass 2 exams now. One which has lapsed, the first exam, and the fourth one in which the student has not cleared. So that is how this rolling window of 18-month work. So it's not like that a group, if you have failed in one, you will fail in all. It's not like that. Its examination is open 365 days. You can sit for any exam any day you like it and any time you like it. But what you need to ensure is the day you clear the first exam, make sure in next 18 months, you clear rest of the 3 exams. Otherwise, the first exam will lapse and the day you clear the second exam, from that day, the 18-month rolling window will start. Right? So I'm sure that's a busy slide, have lots of information. If you have any question, feel free to type in chat box. We'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Now, so far we understand why I should think about doing USCPA. What is in USCPA? And what is the overall process of becoming a USCPA? Now, why you should think about joining GlobEd as your partner in the journey of becoming a USCPA. What all things exactly what we provide? First and the foremost important thing for doing USCPA is the must required is a learning management software. For that, we are partnered with the Surgeon CPA Review. This is a US company for which we are a partner for the pan-India market. So we will be providing the learning management software of Surgeon to you. And that learning management software would be available to you for unlimited time until you pass your USCPA. It's not like that the software access will be given to you in 12 months, 18 months or 24 months. It will expire. If you have not passed, then you need to buy the software again, which like most of our competitor or other academies do. So we provide unlimited access of the learning management software. In that learning management software, what all things you will get? First, you will get 350 plus US professor pre-recorded video, which will be covering all section of exam. Right? So all the time, 24/7, you'll be having an access of learning management software in which any point of time you can watch the US professor pre-recorded video for any topic you want to. Second, you'll be having electronic book for all the 4 subjects in the learning management software. Third thing, you'll be having 7,700 plus multiple choice question 2 practice which cover the entire section of the examination, and you'll be getting 400 plus simulation. This is the largest, you can say, question bank or database of question which no one in the world have, right? And then we'll get an access of unlimited mock test as well. These all things you will be getting in the learning management software, right? US professor pre-recorded video lecture, electronic book, multiple choice question, simulation, and unlimited mock test. This is all would be available to you 24/7 until you pass your US CPA. In addition to that, we will provide you the live classroom training in which myself and couple of other professors we have who have like more than 15 or 20 years of experience working in India as well as international landscape. So we will be teaching you each and every subject, right, thoroughly, and we give the classes on Saturday, Sunday, 11 to 4 is our class timing. In addition to that, we'll be giving you the printed books as well. And third thing, every month, myself and couple of US professor or marketing management or VP director of US company, we conduct the live webinar in which we share how best you can utilize the learning management software to pass the CPA in one go, how best you can utilize the live classroom training to pass the US CPA in one go, how best you need to tackle the multiple choice question in exam, how best you need to tackle the simulation in the exam, how you need to make the study plan, and a lot of nuts and bolts in between as well. So we'll do like dedicated webinar for all our students, which like myself as well as US professor and the team member from the Surgeon US, we do every month. These all would be available to you free of cost and will be until you pass your US CPA. So this is all like product as well as services we provide. In addition to that, we provide you like pay as you need of opportunity. Pay as you need means we'll give you 5 days free trial of our learning management software so that you can scroll through, make yourself familiarize how the software look like, how the software feel like, right? Then if you are not confident to buy all the 4 subject learning management software or all the 4 subject classes together, you can start with one subject. You can buy one subject learning management software and one subject live classes to get start with. It will help you manage your finance. In addition to that, we have EMI options as well. So you can buy complete all the 4 subject package. You can buy one subject as well, and you can start doing one by one things, or you can opt for the EMI option as well. Right? So this is like the payment flexibility plans what we have. Fourth, and the most important thing is mentor and counselor support. Here we'll be giving you a dedicated mentor. The teacher who will be teaching you, you'll be getting his or her email ID as well as contact number, so that anytime in future you'll be studying something, you have any doubt or question, you can directly reach out to your teacher. Right. In addition to that, we have a dedicated counselors team who will be helping you how to get the transcript, how to get the evaluation done, how to take your admission, how to schedule your exam, what all forms you need to fill, how you need to pay your respective fees for the respective section of the exam. So we have a dedicated team who will be giving you complete hand-holding throughout this journey, because this journey has a lot of nuts and bolts. And students struggle if they don't get the right counselor support from the institute. So we understand that pain because we ourselves gone through that phases. So that's the reason we have a dedicated team working closely with each student in each phase of their study they have. Right? In future, if you wanted to travel to Dubai or US, to sit for the exam, if you're not planning to sit for the exam in India, we provide like visa and travel assistance as well. And once you're done with your US CPA, we will be giving you free placement support as well. Like I discussed earlier, in India, we provide like on an average 6 to 10 lakh rupees CTC to all the CPA students who pass through us. And then in future, if you wanted to do your own practice, we'll help you with the licensing support as well, and we'll give you the CPE credit hours as well in future if you plan to do your own US CPA practice. So these all are, like you can say, products, services, and support we provide for each student like you. Any doubt or question on this slide, feel free to type in chat box. Next is very interesting slide. I'm sure you all are waiting for it eagerly, right? So the estimated cost. The learning management software, as of now, we sell at 69,900, and the price is increasing very soon, to be very honest with you. This is the lowest price in the world at this moment. No one can beat the pricing of learning management software, for which we are providing the learning management software in the entire earth. And the live classes also, we just charge only 29,000. We teach you more than 350 hours for all the 4 subjects, and the charges are as minimum as just 29,000 rupees. So overall fees for the learning management software, your book, and all the support, which include like mentor support, counselor support, as well as free placement support, would be 98,900. This include 18% GST as well. So actual cost is around 85,000 rupees, but like around 18% is the GST, which we all know, right? So this is 98,900 would be the cost for study. And now for admission and examination, the admission you required around 16,875 would be your evaluation cost, and enrollment cost would be around 7,500, and then examination cost would be each exam around 42,500. So for all the 4 exams, it would be around like 1,70,000. So overall, these all fees you need to directly pay to the respective body, where our counselor would help you what all forms need to file and how you need to pay the fees. But this is, you will be paying directly to the respective institute and respective bodies, not to us, right? So overall cost of this course would be 2,92,000 if you take learning management software as well as the live classes. If you take just the learning management software, then the cost would be around 2,63,000. Right? Any question or doubt over here, feel free to type in chat box. And in future, if you want to take license, there would be some additional cost that we can discuss later. Because like maybe once you reach to that stage, there might be some changes. But on an average, it's $150 to $300 total, not much. Right? And this is it. We are done. So these all are contact details. We have our branch in Delhi, which is just opposite to South Campus, Delhi University area in Satyaniketan. We have our branch in Bangalore. We have our branch in Chandigarh. We have our branch in Mumbai. So these all are respective contact details. Feel free to note down the contact details, and feel free to reach out to any of us any point of time you need more clarification, even after this webinar. So this is it from our side. So we are done through the slide deck. Now we are more than happy to take up your question.
All right, so I think we've got a few questions in the chat box. So I'll take up the first one, which is by Savi Garg. She wants to know that if this course is available in the universities or colleges like ACCA.
No, these all courses are independent courses. All the people who are teaching like ACCA, CMA, they are associated with the respective colleges. Same way, like in future, we may also associate with some colleges or university. As of now, we do not have association, but these all professional courses are independent. Like if you see like CA classes is also happening in many colleges. Same way like ACCA classes or CMA classes is also happening in the college campus, right? So, but these all are like independent bodies who govern the respective course, but it doesn't come under the Delhi University or any other university. Right? Does this answer your question?
Yeah, I hope Savit answers your question. Vishali has a question that will credits or post-graduation from distance learning count?
Yeah, it should be from 𝐴𝐸 University and should have like sufficient subject in accounting, business, and auditing and taxation.
Okay, so we hope, Vishali, you've got the answer to your question. Ankita has a question, how 𝐂𝐸 is different from Miles Education?
A couple of things over here. Like if you look at our USPs majorly is like unlimited access of the learning management software, whereas our competitor provide like 18 months, 24 months, or 12-month learning management software. Second, like I can confidently say, no one in this India at least have as much experienced teachers or professional who would be teaching you the USCPA to make your journey or make you exam ready as 𝐂𝐸 is. That I can give you in writing. No one in entire India is more professional, more experienced, and more elaborative study program than us. If you see, like I don't name it any competitor, but they teach in a range of 250 to 280 hours. And you can check with any of their ex-student how exactly they teach in the classroom and how exactly they showcase in the market, whereas you can check like from any of our existing students. We'll give you the list of all existing students. We'll not say like we'll give you 1 student list, 2 student list, or 10 student list. We are confident enough to give you all the student list. You can check with anyone how comfortable they are studying with us and how confident they feel studying with us and ready for the exam. So that is the second thing. And third thing is again like mentor and counseling support. That is unmatchable. To be very honest, in this US CPA journey, there are so many nuts and bolts to cracks. If you do not get a right mentor and right counselor, you will be struggling right, left, and center, to be very honest with you, and you will not hit any of your exam if you don't get right counseling. So that is like we have like Priyanka here, Arisha here, and we have a dedicated team over here who will be with you at any point of time or any phase of your CPA journey you are. And then lastly is the placement support. So we provide like 100% placement support, being like 2 things. Why we are saying 100% placement support? So I work with like most of the Big Four company, which has like more than 65,000 US CPA requirement in next 3 years. Other than that, I am also a director in MSME in Startup Forum Bharat, where I'm being connected with more than 1 lakh companies in India, as well as like I lead the North America market. So I'm a director international relation for the North America region, where I lead US, Canada, and Mexico market for. So these things are directly interconnected and interlinked. And I can give you in writing, if any of you pass CPA and didn't get any job anywhere, I can guarantee you that I can absorb you in my organization in itself. So we also have our own US CPA firm. So if no one, like you will not get any job anywhere, then I can give you in writing. If you are studied through us, we will give you the right position and right place in our organization. Does this answer your question?
Well, I hope it answers your question. So Nikunj has a question that is bachelor's in commerce and economics considered for credit points?
Yeah, we need to look at your, you can say, mark sheet, whether you have like sufficient number of accounting subject or auditing subject or taxation subject. So it depends on that actually. So maybe for that, like you can share your mark sheet with our team members. So we'll get back to you.
Yes, I think that's about it. Well, Ankita would want to know the list that Sir has mentioned. So I'm sure, Ankita, you could visit our 𝐂𝐸 page and you will find the student testimonials right there, and you will be able to get in touch with them about their experiences.
Yeah, but yeah, we can share the list. So I have nothing to worry. Cool. Any other question, guys? More than happy to answer.
Hello, sir. I am Shasta. I am a faculty member at Aurbindo College. So you very wonderfully explained the entire CPA thing, and I myself was tempted to rethink my career, and I was like, it is such a lucrative option to pursue.
Absolutely.
So my question from students' point of view, I have a question that, so you are suggesting that they should pursue a 1-year course after their graduation so as to be eligible for the 4-year bracket.
Yes.
So how much time would they need to spend on an average for each paper of CPA?
Yeah, no, that's a very valid question. So what we suggest student like take the classes with us and parallelly do either like MCOM from IGNOU, Delhi University, or any university kind of like open university where they probably don't need to invest much amount of time. Regularly, we need like 2 hours of commitment. Like Monday to Friday, we need to do self-study, and Saturday, Sunday, we have like 4.5 hours of class. So kind of like 10 hours in the weekend and 10 hours in the week. If they dedicatedly give like 20 hours in a week, I think they're good to go for it.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I think another question has come up from Vishesh Bhardwaj. He says that, can CPA be pursued for information technology auditing?
Yes and no, to be very honest with you. The CPA do the IT audit, but it's 𝐸𝐸 that's being much in demand and highly recognized, because that's a specific skill set required to do the IT audit. As like you can say, data is booming, security is booming, cyber crime are increasing every day. You know, in CPA we get some flavor when we study like auditing, but not exactly as deep as required to being an IT auditor. You can go for it, but to be very honest, as to grow in that, you can say field, you would be requiring 𝐸𝐸. And I'm glad to share that we are also planning to start 𝐸𝐸 education as well very soon, maybe in like next 3 months or 4 months. Hopefully from January, we may also start like 𝐸𝐸 teaching as well. So we have learning management software. We have tie-up with the faculty as well. But in next 3 months, the faculty is not available to start teaching. But we are planning to start 𝐸𝐸 as well very soon. Any other, or does this answer your question?
Okay, so Vidit has a question. Why one should prioritize CPA over CA in India?
I think like when I explained that slide, I clearly mentioned no one is better, no one is below. Each profession is equally respectable and equally good. What we have shared is the facts only. And now it's your choice to make your decision. If you feel it's a short path and give you the same credential and global acceptability, international career, and the high package, then you are wise enough to take the decision, because you all are like above 80. I feel you all are mature enough to take your own decision. So what we have shared here is the facts. We are not saying like C is not good, CPA is not good, or ACCA is not good, or maybe any XYZ is not good. We shared all the facts and figures with you along with the numbers, which is like market driven. Right? I know it may not give you the right you can say point which you might be looking for, but factually that's the thing. Right? Any other question, Priyanka?
So our lovely audience, do you have any other questions to ask? We'd be happy to answer them.
Cool. I think this is it. Yeah, Priyanka.
So guys, very important this session has been, and towards your career making choice. So please ask questions, or I would not force you to ask questions even now. If you have any questions as an afterthought as well, you can write to us or call us anytime, and we'll be very happy to help aspirants from here, from our Aurbindo College. And very, very delighted we are that you have attended this and made it till the end, which is a very, very good thing. Very thanks to all of you. Thanks, Radha ma'am. Thank you, Silky ma'am, for that.
Thank you all. Thank you for the insightful session.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think we can conclude the session by saying that we are very, very happy to see more questions floating in from the students to our mailbox and our phone numbers. And I'll appreciate if ma'am can help us to, ma'am can help us to encourage the students to send more queries. I'm going to write my email ID where you can send us questions. So that is info@kcglobed.com. You can send the emails here. Arisha, you can jot down the numbers very quickly, and you can call us. You can call us here 9. So these are our numbers. This is our email ID, and we welcome you all for any questions, anytime, or any clarification towards what was explained in this session as well.
Over to you, madam, for the conclusion.
So we come to the end of the session. We would like to thank CA Kamal Chhabra for such an insightful session. It was a very knowledgeable one. Thank you, sir. And thank you, everyone, all the team members. I hope students have learned a lot today, and they will surely take up a lot of good points from this session, and they will think about pursuing this course. So we can end the session.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time.